The most interesting field that I've come so far across is graph theory. Graph theory is essentially a study of graphs where graphs represent discrete objects and their relationships to one another. To the second part of the question, I'll first give a brief overview of the job distribution in placements for CSE. Majority of the jobs are in the capacity of software engineering roles, while around 10% are for trading jobs the and another 10 for research-based jobs. There's an advantage to having a graduate degree that it makes you flexible, that you can shift from academia, from industry to academia and back and forth. However, the same is not possible for non-academics. Once you are involved in industry, it's very hard for you to go back to academia. Having said all of this, there are multiple students from our institute who go on to top universities for graduate degrees. They either have one a good DIA or two they are very good in the research in their fields, and they occasionally publish uh, good paper in top tier conferences as well. So if you want to, you can actually get a head start and work towards your graduate degree starting from your second year. Ultimately, what decides that you get into a company is a mixture of three factors: your competence, your coding skills, and your luck. Your competence is reflected in your CPI and your resume. Yeah. If you have a higher CPI, then that does mean that you'll have a greater benefit in placements, but that is not the sole factor, because there are companies which value a particular subset of skills more. For example, HFT firms value your coding skills more than anything. So, if suppose you have a bad grade in data structures and algorithms course, but you have a high CPI, and there's another guy who has a lower CPI than you but has a very good DSA score, then the HFT firm will prefer to pick that guy over you. Coming to the second factor, your coding skills, it is in fact a part of our core curriculum in CSE. The course is data structures and algorithms, and there we are taught the basic building blocks of all the algorithms that we use in further courses. The companies actually test a particular subset of this coding environment where they ask you to solve a number of questions in a limited time frame. This is called competitive coding, and this is how majority of the companies choose to shortlist their students. So you should be well versed in competitive coding to get ahead in placements. If you have a high bar for the CPI as well as good coding skills, you have a very good chance of securing a good core job. As a note, I'd like to mention that uh, when you are sitting for placements, it's not only the established companies that you should look out for. For example, when Tower Research came here around 10-15 years ago, it was only a handful of employees and it was not at all considered to be lucrative. However, it recruited hand, two or three CSC graduates from that time. And since then, it has grown to be a big company and it's considered valuable in ITB placements. Those CSC graduates from 2008-9 who joined Tower Research now hold very good positions there. So you should always be alert for for newer companies which have a lot of potential for growth. Absolutely, yes. It depends on how much you are willing to pursue that non-academic activity. For instance, I played lawn tennis regularly and was part of the institute tennis team for around 4 years. Meanwhile, I also maintained a good CPI and had time to hang around with my friends. The only thing that you need to be aware of is how you spend your time so that you can choose which activity to cut down on. I'm sure most of you are not engaged in studies 24/7. There's one particular fact that I like to reiterate, even though most of you know it by now. Your foremost priority while in the institute should be to study. Non academics are meant to complement your studying instead of serving out to replace it. One quick fact: the CSE curriculum is in fact the hardest in its second year and then lighter in third year. While in the fourth year, it's the lightest among all the branches, and in fact, in seventh semester you have only one core course, and in the eighth semester, zero core courses. Tennis practice sessions alone did not affect my coursework much. Accommodating those practice sessions was a matter of rearranging and completing my work beforehand. And for example, if I had a practice session scheduled from 7 to 9, what I would do is take an assignment and shift it earlier in the day and complete a part of it. So that when I return from practice, I don't have the burden of the entire assignment over my head. As for the question, was I able to engage in activities other than lawn tennis? I'll answer it the following way. So, I assume the credit system to be the amount of time that you have to put in 5 days worth. So, in 5 days, you have around 120 credits. And if you take 8 hours of sleep each day, along with a generous 1 hour morning, evening, and afternoon routine, you get to around 55 credits worth. Add into that a practice session of 3 credits each per day and another 45 credits worth of curriculum. You get 55 plus 45 plus 3 into 5, that is 115 credits. So out of a total of 120 credits, we have used up around 115 credits, and we have 5 credits left. And we were being generous in our calculations. So if you really wanted, yes, you can accommodate those small activities that you want to. As a matter of fact, I was a convener in my second year and a web nominee in my third year. So that should lend some credibility to my credit calculations. As a general rule of thumb, in CSE, you should be able to incorporate a big activity without any major change in your schedule. I mean, you can include it without any hiccups. But if you want to include a major and a minor activity, then things can become more difficult because you have one, lesser time to relax, and two, you need to manage your timetable more strictly. And when you try to include two major activities such as both inter-IIT and a tech team like Pratham, then it becomes really strenuous because you have much less free time to relax and you have to really be strict about your timetable. So choose well in what activities you want to be a part of.